Alright, family of four, back again with you for one more time. We got a review on the bench right now with a Wi-Fi panorama camera. I've got a bunch of cameras at home here. I like to keep tabs on things when I'm not home. And I saw this online and I thought, you know, it's got some cool features that I want to get to. So, on Amazon as the Wireless 360 Hidden Spy Camera, Corporate Panoramic Home Surveillance Light Bulb Camera, HD 960p Wi-Fi Remote View by Android iOS app. Whew. I think it was around 50 bucks. This is the 960 version video resolution. They also have a 1080 version for, I think it was 10 bucks, 20 bucks more, maybe 70 bucks. This was, I think, 50 bucks. And you know what? I've set it up. I've used it for a little while now, and I gotta say, I like it. I like it a lot. So, a quick unboxing, because everybody loves a good unboxing. Here's how it comes. Of course, it was in another package inside of this. But there's the monster itself. So, let's go over a couple of quick features. And I've still got my SD card in there. It doesn't come with an SD card. I'll see if I can pop that out with my big fat fingers. Yes, I can. So, you can see the SD card fits right in like that. And you gotta use a fingernail to get it in there. That's important because that's where it records. So a couple of features. A basic, I think this is called an E37, I can't. But anyway, it's a basic light bulb socket. These are speakers on the sides. So you're able to talk through the app using your Android device, which I will get to. You're able to talk to the people in the room or whoever through the light bulb, which is it's pretty cool. These are vents. It does create some heat. I do have some thermal images of this thing after it's been operating for about 20 minutes. I'll show those right now. And so you can see there that it's not super hot. It's not overly hot to the touch, but it's definitely warm. So there you go. Back to this. Other features, there's a reset button on the bottom. I haven't had to use that. That's in case something screws up, I guess. I haven't had any problems at all with this thing. There's a microphone hole. Now, I'm not sure if that's it or both of those, because this is the SD card thing. So this might be your microphone, but I think this is probably the microphone. And this is the camera right there. Let's clean that off a little bit. So it's a pretty amazing thing. Oh, some LED lights as well. 1, 2, 3. Well, how many times are you going to count those now? 1, 2, 3. There's 3 LED lights there. So, pretty good setup. So that's it for that. As far as features, here's the plastic piece it comes with. Of course, there's always more stuff in the box. Let's zoom back just a little bit. So in the box, it has an adapter now. So you can take this, screw this into there, and once you've got it screwed in, let's zoom back a bit. There we go. Once you've got it screwed in like that, now you can wire directly onto this here. So that's pretty slick. So if you had your own sort of wiring system you wanted to wire, you just had a hot and cold. So 250 volts, 6 amps is your 60 watts is your power input for that. I didn't use that. I just used it straight into a light socket, and that worked fairly well. What else is in the box? Let's just take a quick look. Oh, the instruction manual, and that was, you know, I comment from time to time on the English in some of these. This one was, I'll give it, a solid 7 out of 10. It wasn't awesome, but it wasn't bad. You can understand what they're trying to say, I think, most of the time. So check your voltage, go through all these things. It does generate some heat. They say not to use it in a non-ventilated or a closed space. So go through this. There's an app that you have to download. It talks about the parts of this thing. It is an E27 socket on there. So the first thing is you screw it into your light fixture and then turn on the switch. It'll start squawking after about a minute or so. It says, what does it say? I can't remember. It was quite disturbing, actually. It came on and said that it's powering up and getting ready to sync with your Wi-Fi. So the next step is to download the app for Apple or Android. This didn't work for me. It sent me to a crazy site and didn't work at all. But if you just go to your either on Android you go to the Play Store, or you go on Apple and find out ICC is the app that you're looking for, and download that. It's going to ask you to register and log in. I did that, but it didn't quite work, I don't think. And then I was able to get around it doing a local thing, and I think you can do that for a while. I don't like the fact that you have to register an email address with these things. Having said that, there is some security involved because you're going to use this with your home Wi-Fi, and you want that to be secure, obviously. So it walks you through the setup of that, and adding the camera after Wi-Fi. We went through all that. It took me about 10 minutes, I guess, and once it was all set up, you're well underway. And initially I was kind of skeptical. I thought, you know, this isn't as good as I thought it was going to be. But when I got into the picture modes, and I'll show you that here in a second, when I got into the picture modes, I was actually quite impressed with it. It can do a lot, and you can look around a room from a single camera lens, which is pretty cool. You can kind of scan around, and I'll show you that in just a minute once we set it up. Furthermore, it goes on and it talks about your menu settings, go through all of this. I haven't got too in-depth with this. I just wanted to set it up, hook it up, and see how it worked. So let's get right to it and get this thing installed and show you how it works. Okay, so now I've got it installed out in the living room there, and just clean off my phone a little bit. So what we'll do is we'll go into the app. I've already been using this, so it's already kind of set up. It's the KIC app. Let's set my phone down, get a little bit zoomy so we can see what's going on here. A little less zoomy maybe. And we'll get into the app. So it comes into this page here, visitor login. They kind of require you to set up a username and password. I think I worked around that, I'm not sure, although I am logged in now. So you'll need to set up your username with an email and a password. I'm not a huge fan of that. I don't think that's something we should have to do for this, but anyway, there it is. You do have to log into your Wi-Fi as well, so I walked through all that. It was fairly straightforward. Go to the device, and here it is. So we'll click on that, and it brings it up. And again, the English isn't great. It says, is buffering, please wait, or something. So there it is. This is the view right now of my living room. It's pretty cool, actually. You can see a good deal of stuff from here. And you have light controls, so I can turn on the LED lights. Whoops, off, on. So the LED lights are on now. I'll show a split screen here of how that looks. Turning them off. And then you have options for timing. They can come on and then go off again. So open time and close time, when you translate that directly, I suppose that works for you. Let's go back to auto, so they'll come on automatically if it's needed in the dark. Video model. So what they're talking about there is, what does this screen look like? Is it auto, which means in dark settings it'll be black and white, in light settings it'll be color, or you can push it to black and white all the time, and this will convert in a second to black and white. There it is. So we'll leave that on auto. Presumably when it gets dark enough it'll switch to black and white, and it'll be color the rest of the time. You have options as far as size of this thing. You can also, if you had multiple cameras, you could set up multiple cameras on there. I'm going to stick to the 1-to-1. This pair of scissors is for recording. You can actually start recording whatever's going on in your area there. Let's go back to 1-to-1. Oh, we got to turn that off by pushing it again. That's right. Is buffering. Okay, full screen. So then it switches around to full screen, and there you are. Looking at it full screen. We'll go back here again. Actually, you know what? That's it for that. HD is an option, or SD. So, of course, you're going to use up less of your SD card when it's on SD. HD is probably okay. I've got a 32 gig in there. We'll see how long it lasts. Back to full screen for this. This is kind of cool now. We'll zoom in just a little bit more. So, here we are. We've got the audio on now. You can see our cat just jumped through the window. And you can hear the audio in the background. So that's presumably my wife doing something in the kitchen. And then over here, this is where things get pretty cool. They have different ways of viewing this thing. So you can switch your views, and when you're in this view, you can move this around and get down in it and look around. You can zoom in and bring it in, so you're actually able to pan around the room. Now, this was quite cool for me. I thought this was pretty awesome. You've got all of these views at the same time, so you can see different camera angles at the same time. So presumably in there, they're splitting the single image into multiple views, and of course you can record any one of these views. Going through these a bit further, here's another one. So looking 4 different directions, well, actually 2 different directions, and then they do a 180 and a 180. So this is your full image, and you can zoom around in here and look around based on that. So this part of it makes it a whole lot cooler for me. I think this is pretty wild. You can go into bowl effect, and again you can play with these yourself, and you can't zoom on that one, can you? So cylinder, so you're looking around a cylinder, and if you tilt it up, there's a black hole in the middle. So there's cylinder, not zoomable, but you can look around the room from a fairly low perspective. Split it into 4, and so you've got kind of 4 areas that you're able to zoom within each one, so you can set those to whatever you want. So this makes this system for me really cool. The final one is just double split screen, and then in double split screen you're able to move around the room. Kind of trippy, you have to get your bearings, but there it is. So, and then back to the stock image, which is where we started. So this is kind of an all-encompassing. So that's about it for this thing. Let's zoom back just a little bit. And what else I've just exited the app. What else to tell you about this guy? You're able to, by holding this down, you're able to talk. So hold that down and I can talk. And I don't know if you could hear it out there, but it sent the Canada in running. Playback is for playing videos that you've already, videos or photos. I don't think I've taken any videos, so it's walking me through how to do all this. Okay, so, oh there, I have. So I have a recording right there. So that one we could play it. Is buffering? Please later. Let's see what it does. So this is a video that I took earlier, it looks like. And it has the timeline there, which is pretty cool. Oh, so this is when I had it set up in a vertical. It was looking at the ceiling at this point, actually, so I took a video at that point. Anyway, that's pretty neat. I'm pretty keen on this system. It's not super stealth. I'll show some pictures of it installed different places. If you had a high vaulted ceiling, maybe this would be more hidden, but in our house we only have 9-foot ceilings and you can see it pretty obviously. So here's your basic settings. I can go through a few of these if you want, but it's pretty obvious and it's quite loud, so when you first turn it on it squawks and tells you that it's turning on. Here's storage and here's back to the main screen. So anyway, you know, good quality. It takes a bit of work to get used to it and understand it, but having said that, once I've got into it a little bit here, I do like it. It's going to be a pretty good addition. It's one camera that kind of shows a whole bunch of angles and has 2 things that I like: audio recording, which is good, and as well you're able to, as we saw there, before I go back to my cameras, you're able to talk through the device. It has a speaker on the device, so you hold this down and you can talk and it hears you and plays that live, so that's pretty cool. Here comes my son. That's it for now. 2 thumbs up from family of 4. We'll catch you next time.